Welcome to this short recorded demo of Eyer's GenAI Ops Golden Combo. We've been working on combining language models with our own scalable anomaly detection platform. The pain we are solving with this is customers' struggle of disruption in critical systems, which tends to be extremely costly. And it doesn't really matter if it's software applications, OT in manufacturing plants, or critical infrastructures in cities or supply chains. Each customer we speak to or organization, they are really looking to get from reactive to proactive early detection, hopefully with actionable insights to reduce time to resolution. And that relies on monitoring a lot of data and being able to add context to the data. So this is the high-level overview of how our architecture works in Eyer's Golden Combo, our GenAI observability playbook. So on top here is lifetime series data, and at the bottom you see basically context. We add a language model in some way, working with Claude, OpenAI, and Gemini. You also see how Eyer can be used towards Grafana. Part of the key here is that Eyer's platform is completely headless, so it's API exposed, so it can receive data from any source. And the insight from Eyer cannot be exposed and used by any external source. And in this scenario, we're showing Grafana, we're showing Teams and Slack, but also LLMs. So we'll go into each of these in a little bit of detail. Here you see the lifetime series data. You will fetch performance data from your system, what is relevant, and that includes IT, OT, IoT, and business KPIs. You can use open source agents to collect data. We have mostly been working with Telegraph, which is pretty easy to set up to fetch performance data. Supports a lot of different integrations, but of course you can use other agents, and you can also script feeding data to our API from your source. Eyer's anomaly detection engine has a couple of key automated and scalable algorithms. One is that we learn the normal behavior of time series data. We learn how they cyclically behave every hour, day, week, and so on, which means that we have a highly granular understanding of how your digital assets or factories work based on the data we consume. Second is that we identify the relationships between different data sources, and that allows us to understand which components or parts of your systems are depending on each other. That also allows us to consolidate alerts into fewer. So we might be able to consolidate or reduce alert noise by 90% by doing this. All the insights we develop or provide through the Eyer platform is exposed through APIs, which again is being used by Grafana and alerting and also LLMs. We take a little bit of a look at dashboards. So now I'm just going to show you how an investigation can be run in Grafana. And these are templates that we will provide for customers out of the box. So it's no setup. We just ship you a template into your Grafana. And here you see how you can navigate different alerts. You can see the tiles, the size of the tiles, and the color codes are, if they are important or not, or how severe they are. You can navigate different alerts. So you can see how they're developing over time, how they're escalating. You might have seen 10 or more alerts that we are consolidating into one by having the relationships that you see a little further below here. So these metrics that are being shown now, you see a topology where we're automatically identifying the relationships between different data sources based on a massive and highly sophisticated correlation engine. For example, you have a unit test environment connected to different kind of microservices with some relationship. And for every single time series metric, we learn the normal behavior. And the patterns behind here is the normal behavior, while the yellow is the real behavior. So when we see the yellow here drop out the patterns, it's an anomaly. And all of this is completely automated, independent of what kind of data you're feeding into. That's the simplicity of Grafana. And of course, you're also getting a lot of other dashboard templates out of the box. From the context perspective, feeding into the LLM, it's really up to the customer what is relevant depending on what kind of systems are being monitored. Some of the documents that could be relevant with regards to infrastructure and system context, it could be architecture diagrams, asset inventories, operational knowledge of your runbooks and playbooks. It could be historical incident reports, remediation documents, changes and deployment logs. It could be business context and operational context, how things are being impacted from a business perspective. And it could also be external intelligence and documentation and know-how. So this is an illustration What we're doing now is showing how even this demo setup, we've basically just created one Google Doc where we've written what is important for us from a demo and test perspective. This is highly flexible how you write this, but it's important to add some context. So you see different services we have in this test environment. You can also see how we're ignoring certain types of information. We can reduce that noise for the sources that are not that relevant for you. You can also see how correlated nodes should be treated, new critical, as well as systems like Databricks that are important from a data processing perspective. And also here we're linking up the Grafana dashboards to make it easy to navigate directly to Grafana from an LLM. You can create asset directories of different systems, who's responsible for them, which components are they part of, and so on. So I think you understand the concept of context documents, and that's really flexible, and it's really up to the system you have. Now we're taking a look at Claude and how Claude has been set up here. I'm querying Claude in this scenario to tell me what's going on and what's important, what's happened the last few hours. You can see how it's analyzing the APIs, looking for the context document and outlining the critical impact of anomalies. You also see here that it's suggesting immediate actions for the different teams. It's linking up the Grafana investigation dashboard to drill more into specific alert. And it's also suggesting escalation and SOC 2 compliance actions that needs to be taken. Let's move on. From high-level perspective, it's super easy to get up and running. We're also providing 3-week structured proof of concepts that allow you to go through this process by implementing Eyer for some of your systems that are relevant to test this with, a proof of concept environment. We set up the dashboards, and all of this is done in week 1 with a weekly review. In week 2, we're going through anomaly detection and correlation review. We're setting up the basic context for the LLM and the LLM, and we enhance alerting setup. And we do a review after week 2. In week 3, we're simulating this and we're creating a final report with the business outcome. Thank you for listening. Check out the other guides and feel free to reach out if you want to test out this in a POC or if you have any other questions. Thank you.